Well, good morning, everyone. So I feel amazing, very refreshed, and surprisingly actually not that sore. I am wearing my compression knee braces again this morning because I could definitely feel the inflammation in my knees when I woke up, but otherwise I'm actually feeling really good. So I'm going to shoot for doing a 20.7 today. My goal is to end at the North Topsail Beach Town Hall, which will stop me right before the beach walking section of segment 15. But if I make it all the way there, it means that the next time I come back for seg 15, I'll only have about 40 miles left to finish the segment, which is really cool. So here's to hoping to finish off 50 plus miles in 2 days. And yeah, tonight Tim has basically scheduled a MST hiker meet and greet. So apparently I am meeting some just people in the community here and some trail angels to talk about the MST. So that should be pretty fun. But I'm looking forward to a town food dinner tonight and also a shower where I can really scrub the grossness out of my hair. But yeah, just getting started about 6:45 in the morning, hoping to be done by 2:30 and really beat the heat of the day. Because yesterday walking the roads after 3 p.m. was miserable. But again, a huge thank you to Gregors, my trail angel from last night. He dropped me off back on trail this morning, and he's an absolutely super, super cool guy. And I had a very restful night last night. So here's to an almost 21 today. Also, today is really exciting too because in less than a mile, I'm gonna hit my first 100 miles of the Mountains to Sea Trail done. So looking forward to establishing a milestone today. So I just realized my total math for the trail was off and I actually hit 100 miles yesterday, but you know what? I'm gonna celebrate today. Here's to my first 100 on my LASH of the MST. Woo! So another episode of being saved by the top-down, far-out map with the GPS function. The intersection that I just had to turn at had no street signs. So I was like, well, it looks like the right place. Hopefully it is. This road is reinventing the meaning of no shoulder because I barely even have a grassy area to walk on. When cars come by, I could probably reach out and touch them on the road. Because again, no one moves over when they see a pedestrian. So I just received the best trail magic. I was sitting on the side of the road, cooling off in the shade for a little bit, massaging my feet, and this lady from the house across the street comes out, and she's a little older lady, and she starts talking to me. She's like, hey, do you need anything? Are you okay? Do you need to come in and sit in the air conditioning for a little bit? And we got to talking a bit, and she was super, super sweet. Her name was Sharon, and long story short, she ended up inviting me inside her house. She got me a cold Mountain Dew and let me use her bathroom, which, what a godsend. I didn't actually need to go, but I was like, I'm gonna go just in case because it's crazy. But she's like, I totally get it. Being a woman, you can't just go anywhere. And she was just absolutely precious. I got to pet her 12-year-old cat, Hunter, and it was just really sweet. It was such a generous act just out of the blue. So thank you so much, Sharon, for being my trail angel today. It really gave my morning a whole boost. Well, don't know what that's gonna entail, but hopefully I'm good walking on the highway. I'm back to highway walking again. This thing is busy and people are going fast. I didn't know if it was better to cross the highway at the intersection back there or at the intersection right before I get into the game lands. So I decided to roll the dice and try crossing at the game lands instead. We'll see. Taking a pause, resting my feet, sitting on a guardrail. I've got 2.9 miles until an intersection with a convenience store where I can go to the bathroom again. Didn't think I'd be saying this week, but it's actually sprinkling a little bit. Feels nice. Never guess who I just found stalking me. What are you doing here? Just got a surprise visit from Cristus Cowboy, who apparently was out driving looking for me, hunted me down on the side of the highway, brought me some Powerade, and he's gonna meet me at the parking lot so I can sit in his car for a little bit after I go to the bathroom in the shell. But that was so sweet. Cristus Cowboy is so sweet. I'm sitting in the parking lot of this gas station right now in his trunk with ice on my knees, a cold drink, some snacks, and he's gonna try and get me an ice cream bar from inside. Like, this is great. This is amazing trail magic. Alright, well, I'm just leaving the gas station. I stopped for about 40 minutes, put my feet up, ate some ice cream, enjoyed a cold drink, and talked to Cristus Cowboy. I should only have about 2 more miles to do on US 17 today, which is great because I'm real tired of walking beside this super busy road. And then I get to go back in the woods for, I think, 3.5, 4 miles, something like that, before I'm back on the road again. So looking forward to the woods time, that's for sure. So if you guys are ever going westbound on this section, after you leave the gas station on US 17, you're looking for the entrance to Stones Creek Game Lands. There is an entrance right next to the Onwassa Towers, but it's about a mile before the entrance that you need, so don't take that one. Okay, so I'm just finally leaving US 17 and entering the Stony Creek Game Lands. So this gate is apparently closed when hunting is not in season, so I don't have to worry about wearing any blaze orange while I'm in here. And for the next several miles, I'm not on a road. I didn't think I would be this excited to see like Forest Service roads instead of highways to walk on, so this is gonna be great. So it's about 12:30. I just dropped pack to pee and I checked my thermometer while my pack was down, and it's only 85 today. And I say only like that's not hot, but it's cooler than it was yesterday. But it's a lot more humid because you guys can probably see there is gray sky above me. It's been sprinkling on and off, but not actually like raining. But the humidity is really high, so I've been sweating a lot today. Probably should be drinking more water than I am, but just wanted to keep you guys updated. She's still hot. It is still hot. So I decided to stop for a minute and sit and air out and rest my feet and air out my tent because I forgot to do it yesterday. I also didn't really want to stop walking yesterday because I had so many miles to do, and it'd be smelling like an aquarium, so it definitely needs to sit out in the sun for a little bit. Of course, as soon as I lay my tent out, it starts raining. I think my tent may be wetter now than when I first pulled it out, and it only rained for like 2 minutes. Road is all sand now in the preserve, and honestly I can't tell you how good it is to see those white circle blazes again, because for the entire morning I did not see even a hint of an MST blaze or sign or anything. So it's like seeing an old friend, seeing those blazes reappear through this game preserve. I feel like I'm making so little progress just sliding around this sand. I've been trying to stay in the grass, but going through sections like that, you just can't help it. You gotta be in the sand. Now this is quality blazing. One on the gate, one on the tree over there, one on the tree down there, and then one on a signpost down there. That's how it should be done. Well, I assume since there's a bridge here that there's normally water in this area. There's a little puddle over there, but that's about it. I found a bench. So I've got Mary Poppins because it's 95 degrees out, and before I hit this stretch of road that I'm on right now, the best way I could describe what was happening was it was just stagnant. Like the heat and humidity were oppressive, and it was like trying to breathe underwater at points, you know, like it's just really, really hot, really sticky. And I'm so grateful for this breeze that's beating my umbrella everywhere right now because it feels so good and it's cooling me off. Well, I just stopped and plopped in the middle of the road there for a little bit. I wasn't feeling very good, so I decided to stop and eat some food and put some electrolytes in my body, and that was the pick-me-up that I needed. I'm also almost done walking the Stony Creek game lands, and honestly, so far it has been my favorite section of segment 15 because it's been well marked and it has not been next to or on a road. So very much a win. Also, like the terrain here is just very different. So I've had fun kind of exploring just a different area because I live in the mountains, so I don't do a lot of coastal hiking. Like there's not a lot of sand where I'm at. So it's been pretty interesting to explore this area. All right, that gate right there I'm about to go through means that I am done with the Stony Creek Preserve and just have a road walk to the beach for the rest of the day. All right, another gas station stop for another bathroom, cold bottle of Smart Water, and a cold Twix. I know it looks like he's stalking me, but he's not actually. Apparently he and Tim were eating at the Mexican restaurant that's up there, and he happened to see me when I was walking down the road. So of course he pulled over and let me sit in the car with the air conditioning cranked up and my feet up because I was sitting outside the Speedway in the heat trying to drink a cold water bottle and eat ice cream, and then started getting eaten by fire ants. So did not have long enough to rest my feet. Thank you.
Not a problem.
Man, I really needed that rest. My body is definitely starting to feel that 31.5 I did yesterday. But I've got a little under 5 miles left to go, so may as well get her done. You guys are gonna laugh at the amount of ice cream I'm eating today, but seriously, these bathroom stops and ice cream stops are getting me through the day. This is so cool. I finally found the sign that Tim built. This thing is so cool. It's a little bit faded, but it shows all the different directions to things. I don't know why New Jersey's on there, but apparently it's 548 miles from here, which I did walk. I did walk to New Jersey last year. This is so cool. I love it. I love the blazes at the top. Okay, I'm about to cross the half-mile long high bridge over the Intercoastal Waterway. That's it behind me. And it does not look like it has a shoulder, so wish me luck, guys. Okay, update, now that I'm like right on top of the bridge, I can see that there is a little bit of a shoulder on the westbound side, so I'm gonna play chicken across this road real quick and get over there. I'm walking the high bridge, and here's the waterway, and there's Topsail Island. You can see all the houses, the other half of the waterway. This is so cool, but I am so high up right now. Wow. Okay, just entering North Topsail Beach. That high bridge, by the way, was the longest half mile of my life. So if you are going eastbound on the MST, you need to be going against traffic, against the westbound flow, because there's zero shoulder on the eastbound side. If you're going westbound, go with the flow of traffic from the opposite side of the bridge. There is a small shoulder and an equally small raised shoulder with a guardrail on it. I walked on the raised section with the guardrail, but if you guys don't like heights, it's gonna be a long half mile for you, because that bridge is exactly what it says. It's high, but the views from the top of the bridge are absolutely stunning. Okay, that's the North Topsail Beach Town Hall, and there is an actual pedestrian sidewalk that I can walk on now. I don't think I've ever been so excited to see the beach in my life. I just finished with my hike. It's 21.6 miles today, 53 miles over 2 days, which is cool, and this is where I'm ending at the beach. me up. I had a lovely dip in the ocean. I had an absolutely fantastic time talking to the elderly couple, Ginger and Garrett, and they were literally the sweetest human beings, and I absolutely adored being able to sit on the sand and spend time with them. And then they watched my backpack while I was in the ocean, and honestly, jumping in the ocean at the end of an almost 22-mile day, at the end of a 53-mile 2-day stretch on over a 100-mile trip of the MST was the best way that I could have ended this trip, and I had so much fun. I'm also very wet and very ready for a real shower. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys our crib really quick. This is the camper that Tim keeps for MST hikers, and he obviously has made this like cute little porch and porch swing, and that's the outdoor shower. And I couldn't get the hot water to work earlier, but since it was 95 degrees the entire day, that's not a bad thing. So I did take a delightful shower out there, which I may have forgotten some clothes. Oh yeah, thank goodness I remembered that. So yeah, here's the giant outdoor shower. It's pretty excellent. You do share it with a couple of spiders though, to be fair. Definitely forgot my sundries in there earlier when I showered in like 10 minutes after trail. And here is the inside. I'm gonna close the door so we don't get a bunch of bugs in here. Hey! But it's a really nice place, and Tim basically just keeps it for MST hikers, which is absolutely incredible of him. And we just got back from the restaurants in town, and they were delicious. I ate a lot of food, which is weird for me because you guys, if you followed my AT through hike, you know that I don't do good with food on trail. So I was pretty happy that I demolished a burger and a couple other things. You'll also be happy to know that I drink lots of water at dinner. But it ended up being a really solid day today. It was a really great way to end the hiking trip, and I'm excited to be getting home tomorrow.